Hey, what's up guys? This is Wacco, and today I'm going to be talking about the Affliction Warlock artifact trait tree, and the certain relics you should be getting or trying to get as an Affliction Warlock. So I'm just going to jump right into it. The first point you're going to be spending is Reap Souls, or the first point you're going to be putting into your artifact is into Reap Souls. If some of you guys are new to Affliction Warlock or not totally sure what it is, basically every time you deal damage to an enemy or an enemy dies, or basically every time you deal damage to an enemy, there's a chance to spawn a soul, and every time a target dies, it's going to spawn a soul. And you can use Reap Soul to consume all of those souls, and it's going to give you a 10% damage buff and double the effects of some of your traits on your artifact for 5 seconds per soul consumed. So after that, you're going to want to get Crystalline Shadows, obviously, because it's the only one you can get. Anyway, that increases your shadow damage by 2%. And then from there, we're going to go down this way to Wrath of Consumption. After you kill a target, your damage over time effects deal 2% increased damage, and it stacks for the next 20 seconds, stacking up to 5 times. So that can stack up to 5 times, doing 10% increased damage with your dots. And in like a Mythic Plus scenario, that it's up a lot, so it's pretty powerful. It's like a 10% damage boost. So yeah, you're going to get Inherently Unstable, which increases your critical strike chance of Unstable Affliction by 8%. Get Sweet Souls, which your health stone's going to heal for 25% more damage, or more health, and every time that a party or raid member uses one of your health stones, it's going to heal you for the same amount that it healed them. And then get this, which increases the critical strike damage dealt by Agony, Corruption, Drain Soul, and Unstable Affliction by 10%. And then, of course, get Wrath of Consumption. So from there, you can either go up to Soul Flame or go this way and get Harvester of Souls, but I would highly recommend that you get Soul Flame first. So you would put 3 points into this, which increases your corruption damage by 4% per point, up to 12%, or 16% if you have a relic for it. And then get this, which increases all your shadow damage you deal by 3%, which again is very powerful because most of our damage is shadow damage, so it's kind of just a flat 3% damage buff across the board. And then Soul Flame. When you kill a target, its soul bursts into flame, dealing 60,000 shadow flame damage to all nearby enemies. That might not sound that good, but like in a Mythic Plus scenario where you have lots of adds, one dies and it blows up, kills another one. You know, it's just a chain reaction. It does so much damage. In like low-level Mythic Plus runs, that is usually one of my most damaging abilities that I use, or that is on my like Skata. So yeah, after you get that, then we go over here and we're going to get Harvester of Souls, which basically each time Corruption deals damage, it has a 15% chance to deal 52,777 shadow damage to the target and heal you for 100% of the damage dealt. So that's really nice. It does some extra damage and, you know, it's some extra sustain to keep you alive. And to get to there, we're going to put 3 points into Imitable Agony. That increases the damage dealt by Agony by 4% per point, up to a maximum of 12% or 16% if you have a trait or a relic like I do. And then we're going to put 3 points into Shadow of the Flesh, which increases the amount absorbed by Soul Leech by 3%, which means that you can get a maximum of 23% maximum health with Demon Skin if you use that. So that's really good, lots of survivability. And then after that, we are going to go this way over to Drain to a Husk, which increases the damage dealt by Drain Soul by 6%. 2% each point, up to a maximum of 8% if you have the trait, or have the relic. I don't know why I'm calling that a trait, but yeah, you guys know what I mean. So that's especially powerful now that Malefic Grasp is meta, so yeah, that's pretty good. And then you're going to get this, which is very powerful, Fatal Echoes. When your Unstable Affliction expires, it has a 6% chance to reapply itself, and when you use Reap Souls, that turns to 12%, so if you use Reap Souls and like shit out some affliction or some unstable afflictions, there's a 12% chance on each of them that they're going to refresh themselves. So this actually happens quite often, more often than you'd expect it to, really. Yeah, so that is very powerful. And then lastly, we're going to go this way We're going to get Seed of Doom, which increases the damage of your Seed of Corruption by 20%, or 15%, 5% per trait, up to 15%, 20% if you have the Relic. And then Compounding Horror. Each time that Agony and Corruption deal damage, they have a 10% chance to cause your next Unstable Affliction to instantly deal about 13,000 shadow damage, stacking up to 5 times. That's pretty good because, sometimes you get those stacking up, you get some lucky procs, RNGs in your favor, and you can always have like 3 of them up here, and then when you use Unstable Affliction, it's going to blast them for like 50k, something like that. And yeah, it adds up. And then lastly, Long Dark Night of the Soul, which increases the healing you receive from Drained Soul by 10% per point, up to 30%, or 40% if you have the Relic. So yeah, that is what I would do for the tree, and then after that, obviously put all your points into Soul Stealer, which increases all damage by 5% for the first point, and then after that, it is 0.5% per point. And after you start putting points into this, it's the cost of it is not like exponentially growing, so it's pretty like linear. Like it goes up by like 10% or something each time. So yeah, now I'm gonna go over what relics you guys should be shooting to get as an Affliction Warlock. The main ones you should be trying to get is Imitable Agony, which increases the damage dealt by Agony by 16%. Inherently Unstable, which increases the critical strike chance of Unstable Affliction by 2% each point. So yeah, it would go up to 10%. What is this? Hideous Corruption, which increases the damage dealt by Corruption by 12%, 4% per point, so it would go up to 16%. And also Shadowy Incarnations, which increases all shadow damage you deal by 3%. And if you had a relic for this, it would be 4%, which is pretty powerful, because this plus this, you're going to be doing an overall 6% more damage. So yeah, those are the 4 I would try to get relics for. Shadowy Incantations, Hideous Corruption, Inherently Unstable, and Imitable Agony. So yeah, those 4. For me, I have Imitable Agony and Inherently Unstable. Then I got stuck with a what is this? Oh yeah, Seeds of Doom. I got stuck with a Seeds of Doom one. It's not terrible. It's actually really good in like a Mythic Plus scenario. But I probably would rather have something else for like a raid environment. So yeah, that is my guide for Affliction Warlock, Artifact Trait Tree, and what relics you guys should be shooting for. Thank you guys for watching my video. Like it if you liked it, comment any feedback that you guys have, subscribe to my channel, it is very, very much appreciated. And if you guys didn't like this video, dislike the video, and leave any feedback that you guys have in the comments. You guys can leave a comment on anything that I might need to clarify and whatnot. So yeah, you guys have a great day. See you guys in the next video. Peace.